What have we got here, Eddie? Because this is quite a relic in our family, isn't it? Oh my good God. Eddie, what do we have?
Actually, before we start, should we have our phone number listed?
I don't think they're going to call the fucking home phone that we had in fucking 2003, man. I think we're going to be all right. Okay, Eddie, what do we have here? Because we know this quite well, but for the people who aren't familiar with this groundbreaking series, what are we looking at?
Right, so this is what's commonly referred to as, it didn't actually have a true name, but it was my John Winter comics. I made them probably, I'm guessing, sometime around 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
And it was quite a smash hit in the Gates house, where we had quite a few comics go around between the brothers, but this seemed to always be the most popular series because we kept it short and sweet, and we never compromised on quality.
So what happens in the John Winter comics? For example, this is issue 1, the very first issue. And
do you remember my Charlie Proton series?
I don't remember Charlie Proton.
It wasn't as popular as this.
Yeah, do you remember you made Percy comics?
Oh, that was the newspaper, right?
Yeah, they were quite good. I like Percy comics.
We'll get to that later. I think Percy makes an appearance in number 3 of this.
So if we look at this comic book, we've got this gentleman saying tonight on Ridley's Eat It or Not, which is a parody of Ripley.
Which I thought was quite clever. Doing that at age 10, 11.
Isn't it Ripley's?
Well done, mate. That's the idea.
No, it's Ripley's Believe It or Not. But you said Ridley's Eat It or Not. Why can't you just say Ripley's Eat It or Not?
Well, he should change the name if he's...
Right.
And the whole thing's about, obviously, the literal second sentence is a man eats a DVD player. So it's obviously meant to be a parody of it.
I know, but you could just said Ridley... Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, I couldn't have, because that would...
Like copyright? I don't think fucking...
Okay, so he eats the DVD player, and then this is... We haven't got... Oh, here we go. And it looks like he's going to Bath. Okay, he is. I'm John Winter running off. So this was the introduction of...
John Winter, the host, yeah.
And sort of the going on...
The protagonist.
The protagonist of this series.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what happened... So Ridley's is just one single house with the name Ridley's on it. Is that right? It's not part of a larger TV studio?
Well, I was, again, I'm going to phrase that I was 10 years old here, and I think anything I'm doing here is quite...
that house.
Why are you guys being smart? You asked me on this, and you just tear me down.
No cars around, it just...
What are you doing, Will?
So, I mean, if we take a...
Is that vomit coming out of it?
Yes, that was meant to be, like, kind of spraying out. It was kind of crude, but I thought...
Yeah.
Again...
So, I'm John Winter surfing on vomit. So, he's...
There's an arm there.
Exactly, it's meant to be all kind of...
So he vomited up an arm.
Oh, William, come on.
Okay,
so rude,
so he gets pulled under, is that right?
Obviously, yes.
Don't worry, readers. I will...
4 fingers.
What are you guys doing? I've absolutely been ambushed here.
Actually, no, the 4 fingers is consistent. Was this meant to be like...
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that frame there isn't meant to be his finger. We'll get to that later, though.
So, just tell me what happens in this first issue.
Well, obviously, move over. So, obviously, this is my first time seeing these in about 10 years as well. So, essentially, what you got is John Winter. Apparently, he's in a sea of vomit. Don't worry, readers, I will survive this. Johnny's not going anywhere. And then he gets to the surface, and then apparently that's a POV shot of him saying, I'm John Winter, and someone's trying to drown him.
Wait.
You can't kill John Winter. Jerk. That was a big word I used in 2005.
Wait, what's happening here?
Someone's from that's I think someone's hands on the top of the surface.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then he get an octopus comes from apparently. You stupid octopus. Have I spelled that right? If I go, I'm taking you down with me, and that's. I always resented myself for not colouring his skin there around the side. I felt that really took away the validity of the comic.
So he bites his tentacle.
And then punches through, and then I got lazy here and just wrote, yeah, thank you. I wrote, yes, the octopus is dead. And then that was actually where he says, what am I doing? I can't breathe. That was actually, I'm not joking here. I remember getting the inspiration for that line from Jerry Seinfeld talking on Oprah once about when he went swimming with dolphins and he kept going lower and lower and they said, what am I doing? I can't breathe. And then he gets to the surface and he's almost getting there. And apparently he says no, and it looks like he drowns. Is this the end of John Winter?
Okay, what do we got down the bottom here? Next month to finding...
It's not actually in the frame. There it is. Next month in bubble writing, number 2, finding a new host. I don't know why finding has a capital F, but a new host doesn't.
Subscribe for only $5.95, includes postage and handling.
So wait,
subscribe call.
For $5.95,
Correct.
you'd send...
You'd get a copy of each issue.
Now, you presumably... never made any copies of these. These are the only ones in existence.
Yes,
is that right?
be careful.
Okay. Okay, great. So
yeah, so that's our introduction.
So
to...
we don't really know what the comic is about, for example. There's no title, there's no title.
I know, but I think the
Just
endearing...
page by page.
I agree, but I think...
Yeah, but is it all... Like, from this stage, if this was the only one you read, what would you think? Is it all going to be about Ridley's Eat It or Not?
But I think you're so invested at this point when you get to the end of what's happening to this protagonist. He's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19... He's in about 25 of the possible 30 frames. You're obviously invested in what's happening.
That's
to
all
him.
the backstory you need. You don't need
Yeah,
anything
thank
else.
you, Will. Thank you. So
Right,
let's-
so
I'll praise. It's very colourful, which is very.
Yeah,
nice.
no, it is really good.
I know, and you guys with your, especially with your Doctor Who comics,
Black and
Will,
white.
you were always on black and
Well,
white.
it
What's on the back
took
of
more
this?
time.
Now, what we actually look closely here, there's a
That looks like one of my drawings.
there's a doodle of, I guess it's some kind of
Looks like a medieval knight.
yeah, and what have we got down here? I'm not sure.
I reckon that was, no, that's an Orokai from Lord of the Rings.
And we've got some kind of beautiful wave at the top of the page. We can get into that later.
On the subject
in
of
another-
colour, I think there's an overwhelming one choice of colour for this one, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, which one is it?
Okay, so this is the premise is they're trying to find a new host for Ridley's Eat It or Not.
Of course. So episode 2 is called Finding a New Host. So this is what we got here.
So despite the fact that you've just said we're invested in John Winter doesn't make an appearance in this one at all. Again, I'd just be confused about what the actual comic is about at this stage.
Again, I'm gonna reiterate the fact that I was 10 years old when I did these, and you've asked me to review these, and again, I'm getting ambushed here. So
Okay,
let's just
so talk
take a step back.
Talk me through it. What's happening?
So naturally we got-
actually read it out to me.
So we've got this Aryan-looking gentleman here saying, "So why do you want to host Ridley's Eat It or Not?" So we all obviously know from the get-go that this is them trying to find a new host.
Yeah.
If the title "Finding a New Host" didn't give it away,
Which
the
you
opening,
only get if you read the previous issue.
of
because
course,
there's no
and that's
title
how I
page.
kept them invested. We kind of find that now, and this guy says, "Because I want to look cool." And he says, well, maybe you'll have to change your hairstyle. Not on your life. Now, that hairstyle is actually modelled on Hugh Grant in About a Boy, which I was a big fan of back in the day. And factually, I still am to this day now.
Okay, now hang on. I know you're a big fan of the movie About a Boy.
Yep.
Was that genuinely modelled on Hugh Grant, or did you just make that up there?
Well,
Because it's something you probably would do, like with that Jerry Seinfeld line.
Well,
was that a real life inspiration?
well, no.
Uh,
So
what
next... So then, what the beautiful thing is the colour on this one. I don't know if we touched on that. There's a lot of colour here. I don't know what provoked me to... I obviously didn't like the colouring in the blue pen here because I went for the orange.
yeah, but then
all the others.
you do a exclamation.
Yeah, but they're all
mark.
different exclamation marks. This one I obviously got lazy on because it's just a regular one. So he talks to other people. Why do you want to be the host?
Yeah.
12. That I think that from memory that was based on the moments in the hit Fox show Futurama where Amy wasn't actually that intelligent and she'd make comments like that. Matt Groening was always my inspiration behind these comics, and it was always my dream. And
Again,
it still
is that factual?
That actually is with her. So why do you want to be the Ridley's host? Because I'm cool. Aren't I? One word. That's actually quite good. One word. You're wondering, well, what's he saying? And then you look over there, and he's obviously said next.
I didn't understand. I used to read this part. I didn't understand it.
Well,
One word next. So why do you? And then
I don't
they
know.
look different. Look at his face compared to that.
they're
one.
meant to be
the same-
because they're meant to be
different
different people, dickhead.
Yeah, but I'm on the opposite side. They look like the exact same person, just his head's been...
Yeah, I thought because he was rude to her, rude to him, he came back and was like, I don't... actually,
No, he said one
Well,
word.
okay, all right, moving on. We're working on borrowed time already.
Why is
as
it,
he's right now. Because he's scared.
Wait, he says, so why do... I don't know.
And look how it's all in caps lock. Oh, to be fair, it's all in caps lock,
Is this
actually.
Bernie Barges?
We'll get to him. He very well could be, actually. So, next, because I want my... See, what I've done here is I've stopped actually asking the question because I've realised the audience...
You're wasting precious time.
Yeah, and I knew when I was getting to this part of the page...
And
that
for some reason, you had decided, rather than just splitting it into just panels, you just superimposed the individual panels onto a arbitrary orange background,
Correct.
which was a strange artistic
Correct,
choice. It
but
seemed like
I
you'd lost
I stand by it to this day. Even though if we condensed it, I could have
had
gone for
double
about
the
double the
I
length.
think
Yeah,
it looks nicer aesthetically.
yeah, and I always thought this is what Anna and David would like to see sold at their
Who
milk
were
bar.
Anna and David?
So Anna and David were actually two owners of the local milk bar around our old house when the time of this publication. Anyway, What you've actually noticed here is the influence early days of Heath Ledger's Joker. We've got this gentleman here with the big smiley face and the
Hey, we
green hair.
missed this one.
Oh, who gives a shit anymore?
What did you say?
Because I want my girlfriend to like me. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So this was the original incel here. So you think it's dumb, do you? Well, you're a son of a... Next. See, I always kept it very clean, which I was always proud of myself for, and that's why I was able to show them.
Because
in
a lot
class
of
on
other
Mondays.
comics didn't at that
No,
stage.
no,
Were
no.
quite crude. Wait, did you ever show these to your class?
I believe so, yeah. Mrs.
Oh
I
my
won't
good
mention it.
god!
Now this is quite good because these are just innocuous answers that people come up with because I like money. So, and then a teddy bear. I was always good at drawing teddy bears, so I thought I'd include them in them. Well, I mean, it's evident. Next. No one. Well, time to go to John Winter's funeral. So it all brings it back. What I'm noticing is a distinct lack of apostrophes, but anyway.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so if I've just read these first 2 issues,
Yeah.
they're almost like they share no characters at all between the first.
No,
two issues.
but no, you're wrong though because it says John Winter.
Yeah,
There,
but he
and then
doesn't-
Wait, where did he even say his name's John Winter?
There.
There. Yeah, so you've got John Winter there.
Yeah, I just say it might be
it's the same character.
arguably you could have condensed this down to half a page and then had more talk about John Winter, like just for people who were maybe not that familiar, who were just picking this up on the first time.
Yeah, could be correct.
Can I also say you're very limited in the amount of space you have to work with here? Like, look at these panels.
Yeah, but he chose that size. He could have stretched it out.
Stretched
Okay.
it out.
Now this was always a fan favourite.
Okay. What? Okay. Obviously, viewers, you were struck by the fact that everybody in this group scene seems to be members of the same grotesque family.
Inbred families. Or Tommy Pickles ripoffs.
Okay, can you read us through it?
Alright, so obviously from the last episode we find out the last issue that we're
Okay, last episode added nothing to the overall continuity.
well,
did it?
we know that John Winter's presumed dead, and this guy's going to his funeral.
Okay, but why do we have to have that whole search for a host thing?
Because what else are we meant to say? Oh, you reckon we could have easily gone from episode 1 to this?
The thing is, the episode 1 ends with "Is John Winter dead?" and this is his funeral. I think this whole fucking bullshit here about the audition probably could have been skipped. Anyway, continue. We're at John's funeral now.
We're gathered here today for the death of John Winter, host, man, friend. Now that is a direct rip-off of Calculon's funeral. He says something friend.
Yeah, but I don't think he uses "man" as one of the.
Well, obviously, because Calculon was a robot.
Post man friend.
Again, why are you guys being so rude about this?
Also, why did you think
It's not
priests wore? Why did you think priests wore tiny little
Bowler
bowler hats like this?
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, we're not taking the piss.
Well, it looks like you are. Can you notice
I
how
am.
there's a consistent cloud in each one? I thought that was good. John died drowning in vomit a week ago. He smiled all the way down. Now we will hear... Is here spelt correctly? Now we will hear... Yeah, it is. Hear a few words by Derek Hederman.
Who we never saw again in the series.
Wait, is he meant to be the...
I don't know, because he doesn't have the same hair colour.
I think he is.
Well, I mean, your guess is as good as mine at this
I'd
point,
say
mate.
he's meant to be because there's very distinct hairstyle.
That would join them well together. It's not-
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so maybe I was actually a bit.
Yeah, a bit harsh on that. I'm seeing a trend with that. John was one of the best hosts Ridley's ever had. He was truly a god. Thank you.
So what are some of the people?
Now, I remember reading this in grade 3. Bloody hell, maybe it was 9 years old when I did these. So you've got the sad onlookers here, and you've got the people. This is
You
again.
got Pinhead Larry here.
It looks like you just wanted to add another character.
Right. Okay. So we've got their remarks. So that poor man, God bless you, rest in peace. So it's all good so far. And then I like potato chips. I thought that was brilliant. I really did, and I still think that comedy holds up today in 2020.
I thought that was very funny. Though.
Yeah, no, it does.
16 years later.
It does, but can we?
Is that Augustus Clue? Look at that. Zoom in on that.
That is a great call, actually. Yeah.
From the art style,
Look at that.
Eddie. From the art style, how are these people standing? Like, are these people sitting down in front of them? Are these
It's a row of
children?
seats. It's a row of seats.
Okay.
So these are children.
That's
Because it
Binky
does-
Barges there.
Look at these horrible, forgettable faces, and they all decided to wear the same blue outfit for some reason.
Shut up.
It looks like you just drew a round head, did the same line, and then.
Alright, so next we hear, now we will hear from Sam Rodditer.
Oh yeah, that classic character.
Boo hoo hoo. Wah ha ha. So young. Why, I thought this animation was great. See, let's have a look. So he's jumping up in the air, legs go up, you can see his knees tucked, come down, goes through the floor. Why? Then you got the priest. I don't think he's coming back.
The priest whose hat's grown exponentially from the first.
Okay, and then we've got a voice. Mind if I lead the ceremony? John Winter. That
Who's again rip-off of
Futurama when Cacklin comes back. Now,
And then blank space down here.
Could you have planned that out? What is this?
Well, okay, and then what have we got here? In the,
Next month, it's John's story, so he's not Johnny anymore.
Yeah, but then...
It was this episode's called Johnny's Funeral. Next is John's story.
Now, what I find interesting here is, aside from the fact that the E becomes before the D and includes, we've actually got...
before you go on there, Eddie, I'll stop you there. You cut 95 cents off the subscription price. Clearly, you didn't think $5.95 was shifting enough of them. And actually, to sweeten the deal, I believe you added a bonus here. Is that right?
So we've got plus for an extra 50 cents, get cartooning with Edward. So I had a lot of people get in touch about how to draw these kind of figures here. What my techniques were.
Mum?
And yeah, so that was a really
What
really
would you have done if they wanted to learn cartoon?
I would have shown the step by step. So circle.
What, in person?
No, it would be on like the back of it. Speaking of it, there's nothing on the back of that. But I don't know. I think there's an Easter egg where you actually can find cartooning. With
What do you mean an Easter egg? There's only a physical copy of them.
Alright, so next.
I want to hear John's story. How did he survive at Ridley's Easter?
So what we got here is, John, you're alive. What happened? Well, my foot got stuck on some rope. Interesting. I thought that was a octopus that got him. So I bit it. Now this is probably the darkest day in my illustration history for this series, because that's meant to be a rope.
It's like not touching his bottom teeth.
No, it's not. Well, it's also not going outside of his mouth. It looks like it's just he's got growing some weird kind of fungi at the back of his throat. The photo of the rope broken is quite good. I swam out of the water, aka vomit. I ran to the street.
Is that because you forgot that it was actually vomit? So you
No, it is because he's got a line.
So you had to I swam out of the water, aka
Vomit.
Vomit.
So then he goes,
Cut it into the
yeah, okay,
cartoon.
good. So I ran down the street when a vomit mugger came up to me. Hi, give me your money. I said never.
So hang on. So in your universe,
Yes, what?
Okay. So remember, this all happened because the first character on Ridley's Eat It or Not. A DVD player vomited everything, and now the vomit has turned into sentient creatures. Is that right?
Yeah, apparently so, Alexander.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No, you're trying to make fun. I said never. Too bad. So he goes to steal a wad of cash. Come back, jerk. Again, the word jerk being used
It
prominently.
sort of became his catchphrase.
Suck brick. That was influenced from Home Alone. And then so it goes through him. Eat brick. Eat more brick. And more. And then essentially you see the bricks go through them, eat concrete. I thought that was quite a good cinder block. Yoink!
He throws a cinder block with one hand.
Now this is another one of my funny moments here. So that's what happened. Any questions? What happened to your clothes? Oh, I just ripped my clothes to look cool. Now, say what you want.
What a dickhead.
But no, I think that is very funny. Again, you got to remember, I'm 10 years old making these. I think that's a very funny joke.
No. The humour in it is actually like there's some like not great joke, but solid jokes. Like I like potato chips. You know, I rip my clothes to look cool. That's pretty funny. You know, I don't know. You know, this is more of an action-orientated issue, obviously, with his fight with the mugger. Most of it is, as we can see, just him throwing bricks at a vomit mugger. And what's oh my god! So in our family, these first 4 issues were widely regarded as like really really good. They were really really entertaining. John Winter became a cult figure.
Household name.
Yeah, because of these 4 issues, the volume 1 of the John Winter saga, if you will.
But then, I think Edward got a bit too big for his boots.
And he tried to change creative direction.
Yeah.
So, and we can see that in next issue, John the Superhero.
Now look, as you can see, the cartoon style is a lot better.
Actually, this must have been like a few months after, do you think, Eddie?
It would have been a long while after, I reckon.
I think he did this last year.
So why aren't we filming?
Okay, so just to be clear, obviously that whole saga in John's life is over.
Well, I don't know, because I get what you mean that it looks like it was done a lot later, but I still had written here John the Superhero, but then again I added in the part 1 later, so maybe I didn't think that it was going to be... Anyway, I don't know what's happened, okay? Literally I know as much as you do at this stage.
But can we say that issues 1 to 4 are volume 1 of the John Winter saga, right?
Yeah.
And this was sort of the start of a new direction for John Winter.
Yeah,
if you
of
will.
course. Okay.
So let's see where it takes him. The host of Ridley's Eat It or Not.
Yeah. Why aren't we filming? Do you want to find a director? What happened to the director? Kidnapped. And I think this was inspiration from
Pigeon Boy.
no, not bloody Pigeon Boy, from season 1 of Family Guy. Oh no, Simpsons, where Adam West, turns to the side when he starts saying Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of the obscure view. I must act. I will save him. Ha ba he ha ha ha.
Well, I get that.
People laughing at him, the thought of him being a superhero.
Oh.
I'll show you. I'll become a superhero. John must get supplies. So we've now got a monologue. I'll have these boots. What John bought. Now this was very Habbo Hotel-esque. That was kind of what you got when you looked at your furniture in your hand. Now this I really think is quite pathetic because I do remember here. I did try drawing him in the change room.
This has got to be your worst drawing.
Yeah. This is a really low point for me. So change room.
And this one.
Quite crudely. And then you've just kind of got the same thing, but I thought, all right, I'll let in Here I Come because I wasn't happy with how he looks. How do I look? So he's obviously looking quite silly. Maybe I should strut let me finish. Maybe I should strut myself. Hello, world. It's an escaped mental patient. Tell you what, you wouldn't be able to say that nowadays. And then jerks. Now, if you look closely, there's actually sticky tape around this. So I believe one day we'll get people to analyse what was on the other side. Well, bloody hell, you can kind of see that was what the original drawing of
Oh wow, you can see that.
Superman Winter was going to be.
So,
but yeah.
First of all, he doesn't use half the clothes that he buys.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what this is, Eddie. What is this one here?
A belt.
And this
That's a belt. What's
beanie and a belt.
and
Beanie.
a big black dildo here?
Apparently so. Yeah, I was looking to
Now,
explore
if
some
I
things.
could make a critique of this page,
Yeah, please.
Oh,
seems-
you go first. So I've got stuff to say.
it seems very rushed compared to the other ones.
You just said the drawings look the best
It-
out of the whole series.
Obviously, your drawing style has gotten better, but if you take a look,
The composition of the
background,
story.
background is all
Yeah.
empty. Like, look at this panel here, nothing. This panel here, nothing. This panel here. You could have added more up here with the ha 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 ha. It just looks
I mean,
like
even
it's
this,
very-
like,
Will,
this
you
is-
were just saying how the orange that I had was too much before.
No, I was saying that to be fair.
Well, so I can't win.
but the
with
orange
injury
was
votes,
actually
unfortunately.
the orange was actually the
Look at
background.
all the colour
not
from
the
there. Do you reckon
col-
that? Do you reckon that was easy?
not the colouring, the actual like drawings themselves. They're very bare.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Eddie.
Oh, okay.
So this would, unfortunately, maybe because of the criticism we levelled at this most recent issue, which, as you can see, we maintain
Still holds up.
holds up today. I mean, can I just say, Edward, how many jokes are in this full page?
Well, let's have a look then, won't we?
I mean,
that's a joke.
that's not a joke.
They're all laughing at him.
That's not a joke, mate.
How do I look? That's funny because he looks silly.
No, it's not. He's just asking how do I look.
That's a half a joke. Hello, world. And look at his silly pose. And maybe I should strut my stuff. He says strut.
Okay, not everything he says is a
This
joke.
is definitely a joke.
It's all a build up for this joke here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. I mean,
payoff's quite good.
considering how many like jokes you managed to cram into this one here.
Well, I thought they were no good before.
No, the jokes were good. I don't like the orange, but like this is like joke. What is this? How many's in this? It's
Obviously not mine. Okay, what do you want to hear?
Anyway,
He took it a different direction. He
I
wanted to
didn't
make
like-
it more serious, I reckon. Like more of a narrative.
so no, hang on. Before we get to this, that was the last, I think, complete John
Yeah.
Winter story, and I'd forgotten that there was this incomplete one. And actually, we can see again. I think the art style has actually
Much better.
improved again.
So you're much older when you did this, I reckon.
I think, yeah. So what happens after John Winter gets rejected?
Well,
for being a
let's
superhero?
find out. He's
That
obviously
actually-
going to find the director. You leave that director alone. You forget I have a gun.
Wait,
Where's his uniform?
Wait,
Where's his uniform?
Slow down. So you leave that director. So it follows on directly from the previous one.
This video is going up to almost 25 minutes. now.
Why does it? What happens to his outfit?
Obviously-
Why didn't you do anything? Okay, why don't you?
Because
acknowledge that?
obviously you guys probably bullied the shit out of me for making me have that outfit, so I thought I'd get rid of it. Now, 15 years later, I can't win.
Was this universally hated, this issue? Is that why
Apparently
you
so. Apparently so,
move
mate.
away from it?
Unbelievable.
Okay, so he
Just
he
ignore
finds
it.
the guy who.
Yeah, that's
kidnaps
all
the
that's important. He
director.
was doing this. He didn't mean to find him. He was going to do some errands, and he found him. That's why he's
So,
wearing
but-
regular clothes.
okay, but the whole premise of the previous issue was him trying on a new outfit,
be a
all right?
superhero.
Yes, him trying a new outfit.
It doesn't matter though. If you can find the fucking director as is, he can find him, and it doesn't matter what
But
clothes
then-
he's wearing because he's
but
achieved
then-
his mission, hasn't he,
But
Alexander?
then you could just go from that directly to that because this whole thing is about him trying on something.
But no. Oh yeah, actually, that is a good point.
Alright, so he finds the guy who kidnaps the director. It's not explained why he kidnapped
I
the
don't
director.
like all this real estate I've kept on this side of the page.
Yeah, Mitch, you had to write this.
You leave that director alone. You forget I have a gun. Pop without any bullets. Grow. Power punches up. Damn. So
Why isn't his face the same colour as his body?
because obviously it would have been too hard to draw between the eyes there with the textures I had.
Partially complete.
Hee, just 2 months later.
Hang on. So, no, okay. So, just to clarify what happened,
He gets hung from a
He tried to tackle the guy, and then he gets hung from a bridge here.
Yes, he obviously couldn't do anything well, which is very.
And obviously, I think we gave you a lot of grief for the catchphrase of him saying "jerk." So now his catchphrase is "damn, just damn." Okay.
So then we got 2 months later. Where are you, John Winter? Ridley needs you. Bah!
Wait.
So the guy who owns this.
I was the worst Ridley's host ever. Look at him, his hair's all drooped down. I actually sported this hairstyle in 2011 in honour of him, and I wore it on book day at Frankston High School once. All I did was cause trouble. I'm going to bed. And now what we actually find here is shocking. Meanwhile, congratulations, Jeff. You're the new Ridley's host. I only wish your brother was here. Ha ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Now, obviously, this is guy's a recurring character here.
Which I appreciate.
But you can also see that there's obviously similarities between him and John, that he's got a big chin as John had.
John never ever.
Big hair,
Okay,
Alexander.
okay.
Next
Okay,
one.
so that was
Oh,
really.
God,
so
what
that's
happens next?
really like. I actually thought this is
No,
actually.
you didn't. No, you didn't. You never had faith in this.
You've actually added a sort of a sense of sort of mystery and drama to it. Now the stakes have been raised. Like, John Winter has sort of reached a sort of a low point.
Yep.
And, obviously the next issues would be about him overcoming it and, like, triumphing against his evil brother, Jeff Winter. Is that correct?
Yep, I guess so.
Okay, but...
Again, as much as I do at this point.
But, we never got any more issues, did we?
Well, until today, I didn't know we had
this is news to me as well. So
we had a ghost issue that never got finished, presumably because I don't know, got bullied out of me. So we have someone sobbing, and then I don't know what that
Someone
is.
throws something
A brick through the window with a paper attached to it. What's this? So obviously John Winter. We got a splidge of his red underwear there. So I was getting into the colouring stage.
Yeah.
I got the job and you didn't. I was better than you and you can't really see because it's ripped off here. And then I think that's still, for how blank it is, that's quite a good drawing of his hands looking around the thing. That's just, that takes away. Let's look at it.
What would have happened going forward in the John Winter saga?
Now, I don't know.
No, come back. We're not done just yet. Come back up.
You can look at me if you want.
No, come back. Seriously. Tell me, what do you remember the direction you're going to go with this?
I believe John Winter was always going to finish the job for Ridley's and was going to go on hosting for a while longer. There was no way he was going to let Jeff Winter beat him, as they were adversaries, even though they were brothers.
So you were setting up sort of a long-running...
Not long-running. It was
enemy?
going to be maybe a 2-issue thing where he takes down Jeff Winter, and that was going to be the end of it, potentially.
Okay. Now, this was quite a big hit, obviously, in our family. At least the first 4 issues, like we said. When it changed direction, we didn't like it.
Yeah.
But the good news is that didn't stop you from merchandising opportunities. Is that correct?
You're going to have to refresh my memory.
Well, of course, we've got the classic...
Oh my fucking god!
We've got the classic John Winter trading cards.
What
here.
on earth? So this is what cartooning with Edward meant. Okay.
So obviously, at one page you wanted to make like a trading card or a battle game with these characters. Is that correct?
Yeah, I want to see how good they're... So, see, this gives you a bit more backstory on Jeff Winter. Job, scammer.
Okay.
Attacks, chin slap, punch, health, number 2. And he's number 1. So I think these were the only 2 I've made. Obviously, I didn't have a laminator. I used just sticky tape. Quite poorly at that.
What does the logo on the back say?
Edward's Coat.
And what's the other one?
Edward's Coat. Just a different type of calligraphy. So John, is he slightly stronger? Yeah, it would seem so.
And what is his job? Host.
No. Jeff's got better power than him, but for some reason John has better agility. Oh wow, this would be a very tough match. I'd really like to see this in modern times, how these would go against maybe a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
What are John's attacks?
Punch and bite. Because obviously the bite's a drawback to him biting.
What about the punch?
The octopus. Well,
And the rope.
I'm sure there's a punch in here somewhere.
He punches the octopus.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when
true.
the
Yeah.
fudging going through it.
Yeah. So I mean, has this been a fond trip down memory lane?
Absolutely
Andy?
not. No, several things I wish I could forgotten about this, but
What do you think worked well about the comic, and what do you think you could have
I
improved
mean,
upon?
people like reliability, and people like having characters that they can fall in love with. I think John Winter was a hero to a lot of kids in my class when I read it out to them. They all wanted to be like him.
Did you ever read it out? Did you
Yes,
read
I
this?
genuinely did read these to some of my kids in class.
And they liked him.
Well, they didn't. I kept
Did they
reading
get them?
I don't know. I remember showing this to a girl called Stephanie's mother after school. Because Stephanie was like, "Mum, check out these comics that Edward did." And I was showing them to her. And she was saying how detailed all the faces were.
Which
So,
we've...
obviously, Stephanie's mother was a bit of a liar. Trying to be nice. But yeah, I was definitely not shy in showing them off.
Any chance there's a I mean, look, there's just so many classic moments in this, from the priest who's wearing a tiny little hat to this drawing here, I guess, is pretty weird. There's just so many highlights. Has it made you want to return to the John Winter comics?
No, not at all. I think if I was going to bring it back, I'm actually, if anyone watches my channel, I've got into a lot of 3D editing and 3D printing. So maybe I'll make a John Winter.
That I would love.
Using Blender and the Cinema 4D. I might be able to make an animated version of John Winter.
And is the subscription still valid?
It's a great question.
Anyone pays you $5.95.
Yeah, well, I'd be interested to see what happens if you call that number and whether the voice message, because I changed Mum and Dad's answering machine to saying, "Welcome to Cartooning with Edward. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can."
Will, any final thoughts on the John Winter
Should we try
saga?
calling the number?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be our old house.
Really? Wouldn't they change numbers? Yeah, look, they were good comics, but yeah, as I said, the change in direction wasn't appreciated.
Yep. Thank you.
Why are you getting offended?
Well,
Yeah, you should see. I tore his Doctor Who comics to shreds.
I watched
Fucking
it.
destroyed them. I mean, they're obviously bad. You were young,
They're really bad,
but
obviously.
they're good for what they were.
Yeah, and you should be proud of them.
Exactly.
And you should be able to look back and laugh about a young man.
Suck concrete. It's funny. I eat concrete.
It's right, funny. Right.
All right, thanks for watching.
All right, thank you very
And
much.
please pay 5 cents, 50 cents for cartooning with Eddie.